This world is full of nightmares. Werewolves, vampires, and more struggle to survive in an eternal conflict over power, land, and mystical artifacts. After the fall of the Devil's Chalice and cleansing of the Blood Moon, ancient enemies joined together to sign the Evermoon Pact, preserving a peaceful and prosperous future. 3 years have passed with that goal achieved, yet a new terror rises, threatening all they hold dear. Bound by their ancestors, a new generation rises to leave their mark upon this land. They will be tested, hunted, and feared. Welcome to Supernatural Origins.
What has happened? What are we fighting for? Now we can't go back and we can't move on. No point to pretend anymore. I've been strung out, starting to lose my soul. But you went too far and I won't back down. I'm heading for another door. It was only a matter of timing. I never needed you around it, but we keep running round and round. I've been down there looking for the silver lining, but no matter what we always fighting. So maybe you should just get lost, 'cause you're not safe with me around. You best bolt out before I detonate. You come too far out of bounds. You better plan for your getaway, 'cause you're not safe with me around. You best bolt out before I detonate. You come too far out of bounds. You better plan for your getaway, or I detonate on the
This must be it.
Why were we invited here again? Or do you not know yourself?
Things.
An utter professional.
Really helpful.
I suppose
It should be here any minute now.
It is massive.
Get ready to answer the door.
Come in!
Oh, hello. Wait,
Thank you, dude. Thank you, Dad. Okay,
Yes.
you didn't.
Oh, like I said, it's a special case, sir.
Yes, that's of course. That's fine.
Dude, if you wouldn't mind getting the door, seeing as our guest seems to be born in a barn. Thank you very much.
Oh, sorry.
Well then, gentlemen, welcome.
Wait
welcome to
a
my
minute,
humble
that's what you
abode.
actually wear normally?
Yeah.
he does.
Disappointed. I'm disappointed. Also, don't mind me. I'm a little ill.
See,
yes.
I told you.
I've been on an excursion to your
yeah.
cesspool of an accommodation, and me and Duke seem to have bought something. And in order not to spread it to everybody else, we have taken a liberty upon ourselves to wear masks.
They brought it to me.
Smart.
Okay, whatever. Says the guy living in a concrete whale suspended in midair. So, anyway.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
Some people like
Yes.
mansions and some people like dumpsters, but you know,
Yeah,
it's all fine.
Excuse me?
Yes. Okay,
I
cool.
kid, it's only a joke. Hello, you are my guests, of course. I am but a mere jokester. You know what they call me? Mischievous. Anyways, welcome to my mansion. I hope you guys, your journey here was not too troublesome.
Absolutely not.
I was just confused
The
on where I
ashrooms
was
were
going.
nice.
That's really all it was.
Oh, glad to see you
no,
actually
it's
made
fine.
it here then.
Yeah, I know. Surprising, isn't it?
Yes. I'm glad to see that you two were able to make it safely. Well then, I believe the kitchen staff have already begun work on the food. Yes.
Yes, so the goblins have been taking food into the dining hall all day. Dude, Dad, you care
perfect.
please to lead the way to the dining hall?
Yes, please lead the way to a gentleman here to the dining hall.
Okay.
It's so nice to have a personal assistance, wouldn't you say? So, good sir.
Yes, definitely.
Sure.
Well, take it
definitely.
to heart, Lucas.
I'm just saying.
We all know you're the best
yes.
maid around.
When did you end up with a second?
I'll take that.
Friend.
I have always had two. The other one has been fixing the air conditioning for the past 2 months.
Yes.
Neat.
It sounds
the air
like
conditioning
one
in
of
my
the
lab
ones-
is troublesome.
I got Duke, and unfortunately, that came with them. So yeah, you get that special.
A 2-for-1 package.
Wonderful.
Yeah,
I love those.
but when you get those
Sure.
ones that are slightly defective from the other one,
Oh.
yeah, something. I felt sorry, so I was like, yeah, I'm
Twins
I'm both
purely in physical meaning, of course. Anyways, then please,
Anyway, into the dining
do
hall.
that. Would you please lead them to their seats? Thank you very much.
As you remember, Master is at the head of the table, so do not.
Yes, we'll take my seat here.
Okay, I guess I'll take this
wonderful.
one. I suppose.
Oh,
Mhm.
don't be
thank
too
you.
afraid to sit too far away.
Yeah, you don't need to sit that far away. Please, come closer. It's much easier to talk when we're close.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Sure.
Yes, awesome. Oh, well, I suppose this has its upsides.
Yeah, it does have its upside.
I mean, I
can
can't
see
see
you.
you, and you can't see me, but I can see you.
Yes, well, we
Sure.
are
Do
definitely.
that drinks.
Yes, please do that. That'd be wonderful.
So anyway, we have called you here because you said you wanted to join forces to create some mayhem.
Yes.
Join
That's-
forces in a matter of words, yes.
That's
Yes,
what you
I've been-
agreed
I've
to.
been told.
And I
That
filled
you
in Master
wish
and
to-
said that the best way to do this would be on a dinner.
I agreed
plan.
to deal with
Yes,
Colin,
yes.
yes.
A dinner date, indeed. Well then, please, I would like to hear some more about this joining of forces. You see, I'm a business, I'm a conglomerate, and a bio might just be necessary, if you will.
Yeah, explanations might be nice.
Mm-hmm.
You was there. What explanation do you need?
Oh, perfect. Thank
oh.
you so much. Ah, and
Oh,
Lovely.
a
grazie.
3rd century classic. Beautiful.
So
Well
young.
then,
I'll whack one on. I don't know. I'll whack one there.
Uh-huh.
Got a
all
slap.
right. Well, anyways, like I was saying, you did say that you were looking to help me. Now, what exactly were you looking for? Like there was clearly is something
Sir,
that is troubling you. Yes. Yes. Sir?
I seem to be obstructed of your
Oh,
glorious view, sir.
here you go.
Thank you.
Anyways, as I was saying, you do seem there's obviously something that's troubling your mind, dear fallen angel. Now, how is it that I, Lucifer, the devil, can help you?
Has your imp not informed you of what is the situation?
Well,
you
I
see-
fear it would be better for you to inform Master on your own accord.
Yes, and I haven't
Because
had
these
as
are your
much,
problems that we can help you with.
Yes, and personally, I also haven't been around the mansion as much, and nor have I seen the imp as much as I would personally like to. I've been dealing with some
Extraterrestrial
duties.
activities.
Something
There
like
would-
that,
there
yes.
would be actual business activities, good sir.
yes. You see, I was doing some dealings with the the werewolves.
I
Bless
see,
you.
I see that you have managed to get rid of every dog hair, so I see your allergies still
Yes,
berate you.
I'm really allergic to idiots and ignorance, and those.
It
That
wouldn't mind if
specific
Luke
group
could
seems
move
to be-
down an extra seat. That would be fine, sir.
That group seems to be quite full of it, if you know what I mean.
Yes, sir.
You have a point.
It was a joke,
Yeah.
Blondie.
Okay.
Your wings.
Yes,
They are-
obviously.
Okay.
Now, as we were, you said you had some issues that's troubling your mind, and I do
Not
like to hear.
particularly an issue.
Okay.
Well, as I recalled, Colin was an issue.
Colin
Colin.
is not an issue, but we'd like to deal with him.
What about this Colin fellow? Who is he, and how may it be that
Colin
I take his soul
Dracula.
into my wings? Oh dear, that.
Yes, he's one of those.
Dracula's son. He has quite
Yes,
the big
it seems
mouth.
So, and how so? What did young Dracula's son do this time?
Well, it appears they're digging around where their noses do not belong.
Ah, yes, I know that feeling well. Yes.
And,
So,
yes.
what exact
they,
information did they uncover? If you don't mind me
well,
asking.
they're digging around your mutants.
Ah, yes, my. I don't own them. My mutants. All I did was fulfill a contract. As always.
Precisely. Technically, you own them.
Also, so that's what I believe Jackson wants to have a dinner about as well, so he would like to talk to him about as well. He tried to pry it from myself, but unfortunately, I am like a steel trap, so there is no
Of course.
no muttering of my lips.
Oh, Lord.
Yes, it's definitely not the curse I've placed upon your heart, Tim. Definitely not.
So
Anyways, Oh, nothing. Don't you worry about it.
Yes, sir.
Anyways, this Colin Dracula fellow, I assume his father, like you said, being Dracula, is
Indeed.
a purebred vampire then?
Unfortunately, yes.
Sorry, sir.
You okay?
Yeah. As
Would
I
you not
recall,
believe-
when he came with Jackson, sir, he wasn't very talkative and actually sounded a bit slow, sir.
Oh.
As I believe he's a
Okay.
cast-off.
Seems about right.
Oh, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So you said he's been digging into the knowledge of my mutants, and I assume he's found nothing, considering there's nothing to find. They're but mutants. That's it. Nothing more
They didn't
and
really
nothing
get
less.
much.
Yes,
Not
I would
from me
hope so.
anyway.
Considering two things. One, I do not dictate the moves of the mutant alphas. They are but doing things on their own, and that's how it should be. And two,
I mean, I don't see a problem with them. I mean, we had a party, you know,
mhm,
everything seemed quite fine with me.
it's just the birthday party was
I don't see
quite
an issue they have.
indeed.
They are nothing like they are made out to be.
Yes,
They're rather
something-
soft.
I don't know if it's soft or it's just, how would you say,
Relaxed.
relaxed.
Too
yes.
relaxed.
Well, with that being said, I don't believe personally that the Colin boy has anything to fear currently. For even if he had tried, I bet you any money he probably couldn't stop them. And frankly, neither could Misspire. Or what's the other one? Heckhaven. And the werewolves. Now, what's interesting to me specifically is why is it that they haven't made their move yet? Right? Obviously.
Would that be Packhaven, sir? Or are we talking mutants made their move, sir?
The mutants, of course.
What is there to make their move again, sir? It would simply just be a quick.
I was
Of
gonna
the
say,
back.
Exactly.
don't you need a
Brush
reason
aside.
to do anything?
What would
No,
be the
not
reason?
necessarily.
I mean, doing it out of fun is a good enough reason.
I mean, true, that's
Mhm.
motivation enough, but if they don't have that, they're not really going to do anything, are they?
Yes, that does raise a valid question. However, I do believe their goal is to have this land as their own.
I guess that makes sense.
And if they were to capture Packhaven and all of its betas, then they would
Yeah.
have a pack of their own. Sort of. Something along those lines. Or they'd kill the entire pack, in which case they would just take their lands. Now, here's the issue with that. I'm not sure that it quite matters.
Oh,
You see, I've been having vague memory issues as of late.
really?
And as part, yes, and as part of my dealings with the werewolves, you see, I had to bring one of them back that the mutant alphas killed. Now, obviously, I wouldn't normally do this under most.
Out of the rug.
Yes, I wouldn't do this on most circumstances. However, there was a deal that was struck, and the soul belongs to me. Now, what's really truly unfortunate is normally you think I'd be able to bring a body back just fine. Well, I seem to be faltering in my own steps, which is kind of problematic, don't you think?
Are you saying you forgot how to bring someone back to life? Is that what you're
Oh,
saying?
not
Quite.
quite.
You'd think it'd be second nature, but unfortunately, Master suffers from
Mm-hmm.
slight memory loss issues from time to time.
Yes, they kind of come to me in flashes of knowledge over time. Anything from millennia ago, it just seems to be sort of a blur, don't you think?
Is that right?
Yes, it's very odd, personally, because no matter what, I should be able to retain all of my memories, including the times I was up in heaven. But even those seem quite like a blur to me.
Indeed.
Don't remember any major details. And this has all been sort of happening very recently, as after the fall of the chalice, as Brandon here does know.
I do indeed.
Ever since the death of the Blood Moon, my memories have begun to falter. Anyways, with that, there was also a falter in my own knowledge, abilities, skills, and intelligence. Now, I'm not an infallible being. Obviously, I'm not him, as you two would know. But I was
Indeed.
modeled after him. And I was sent here to aid the humans, and that's what I've been doing. Now, I did forget one part about the reanimation of a body. I could put the soul back in the body easily enough, but I couldn't restore the body to its previous state. So there's still a gaping hole in the poor thing's neck.
Oh.
Oh,
That's
A slight
lovely.
oversight on Master's behalf.
a little oversight.
No one's perfect, you see. You
It
say
was-
little.
There was a very interesting sight. The poor thing tried to speak, and the vocal cords that were ripped in shreds just kind
Oh,
of hung.
don't.
And
Don't
then,
do
and then
that.
there was that slight little spurt of blood.
Oh, they're gonna be sick. Hang on.
Yes.
If you would, you could please be sick in the required receptacle. Bin!
I'm good.
Okay.
I'm fine.
Okay.
I just
We'll
needed
bring
a
him
minute.
in.
That was.
Give the young sir a bin, if you please.
Anyways, ever since then, I've begun doing more research in my library of vast knowledge, you see, and I've been trying to figure out exactly how I could reanimate and repair a person's body. Now, I do believe it requires a blood sacrifice of sorts, and as you know, since the fall of the chalice, blood magic itself has been difficult.
Tell me
Yes.
about it.
Scarce and difficult. Now, sanguine magic is special in the fact that it does give you immortality of a sorts, which is also problematic. Now, the interesting thing that I learned while doing research, though, is there was something that came up that seemed rather important. Oh, you've got your bin. Perfect.
Yeah, I got my
Okay.
bin, so I'm okay. That's alright.
Okay, Now, you see, there was an issue. I don't know. Have you ever heard of a thing called the Wild Hunt?
The name definitely rings a bell.
I have vague recollection of doing research on the Wild Hunt while I was still under him. I would love to say his name, but it would probably burn me alive.
Yeah, he gets a bit tetchy, I hear.
Research.
See, I have vague memories because I do date all my research on purpose. And the dates that I have of the Wild Hunt seem to be before I was kicked out. Before I aided the humans and gave them free will, you see. Here's the problem.
Good guy always gets knocked down.
I only have vague notes on what the Wild Hunt is and what it does. But something I do have written here in big bold letters is, at all costs, do not allow the Wild Hunt to happen.
Interesting.
Memory.
So I have a few theories.
Uh-huh.
It seems it's possible that the Wild Hunt itself is some form of frenzy amongst the supernatural beings. Of course, we are part of that, considering we are no longer part of there.
That is true.
And because of our falls, we are currently, how do you say, not indestructible completely. Well, no.
Term would be vulnerable, so.
Yes, we are quite vulnerable. Not necessarily to any mortal beings; they could never take us out, of course. For they do not have the ability or magic to do so. However, it is my belief that the Wild Hunt would have such possibilities, considering, again, the big notes that says, at all costs, do not allow the Wild Hunt to happen. Now, that leads me to believe that it is some form of event, a catastrophic, apocalyptic-style event, but specifically for supernatural beings. And I was wondering if you two would have heard such a thing before.
Seem to have come across the term once or twice in the past.
Of course, and I assume, unlike me, you guys don't have a vast library of knowledge, and most of your knowledge would have been lost after the fall.
I
so-
had a memory about it.
A memory, you say?
It's as you. As,
Your dream things.
yeah, but.
Dream thing.
I
but-
imagine it presses every one of his remaining brain cells.
Oh,
to,
shush. This is actually
overwork, so-
kind of important, Imp. Sorry to raise my voice, but it's something I wouldn't
That's
mind
a good
bringing up.
joke.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, yes, Lucas. What is it, young boy? What is troubling your mind?
Ever since I came down from heaven, as you had a memory of coming down from heaven, but I've been having these dreams, or maybe even flashbacks of heaven, But
Interesting.
I can't put my finger on it. But one thing that I remember in one of my dreams is an angel who was with me was mentioned something like an entity.
An entity.
I don't know specifically, but the Wild Hunt could be the description that you're looking for.
Interesting.
Something like a green
More
horse.
questions than answers.
Wait,
Green
Did you-
horse.
did you have a dream too?
I just thought it was you playing with my mind.
You thought I
Oh.
was playing with your mind?
Wait,
Really?
you stand next to his bed and play with his mind as well? Wait.
No.
Oh.
Imp?
No, sir. No reason. No, sir. No.
So you've had these
Miss
dreams
Monster.
and you've not
That
told
would
me.
explain some of those weird dreams I've been having recently.
No, sir.
You've had them too.
No, you don't want to know the type of dreams that I've been having.
Oh, okay, never mind. That makes sense.
But a dream is a dream.
Though I have had some interesting ones in the past. Vague memories of my time there.
I see.
Oh.
So,
But nothing, no faces, no names, no places. Just vague imagery in my head. Things I can scarcely remember. A lot of them pertaining to the day I was kicked out.
Oh,
Understandable.
I see.
Something about screaming, yelling, and forbidden. Something along those lines.
Promising.
Forbidden sounds about right.
Yes, doesn't surprise me much, but it is odd. Well then, what is
Anyway, I suppose we could discuss more of this after we eat.
Oh, yes, we should we should eat. The food does seem to be prepared and we don't want it to get cold.
I wouldn't be opposed to some food if it's going.
Yeah,
something if
yes,
you'd
then.
like to fill your spaces with food and chow down, as it were.
Yes.
Okay,
Do
Sure.
that food.
let's
I'd
see.
say
That.
grace, but there seems to be no purpose.
Good one, sir. Good one.
That was kind of funny.
Your joke is
Thank
not
you.
lost on this table, sir.
Yes, yes. Right.